So today we are going to discuss about the Deutsche Telekom SDET interview. So give me a moment, I'm taking pen. Now I'm able to write. Yellow. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss regarding the interview process as well as all the things I will try to cover. If you are going to attend interview at the SDET role, quality engineer role, so this video very helpful for you. Please watch this video till the end so that you can showcase, so that you can observe what they are expecting to candidate and you can attend your interview very carefully, very confidently. So let's start it from the first process, how they find out my interview. Sorry, how they find out my resume. So they HR reach out to me over the call. They found my interview from the Naukri.com. Okay, so they got my resume from the Naukri.com. That time I was continuously updating my profile on the Naukri.com, and they got my profile on the Naukri.com, and they shortlisted and called me regarding to discussion about the job opportunity, as well as they are the second option also. There are the several HR from the Devush. They posted over the LinkedIn regarding the job opportunity. You can reach out you directly by the cold mails, as well as is there any referral. And the third option, you can go with the referral. If your friend or any colleagues that is in your network, you can reach out them and ask for the referral. So first one I went through, and then second process, and the discussion regarding that you are looking for the job opportunity, we have opening for the SDET role, and this, and then I accepted all the things they expecting to candidate, like the skills. First of all, job experience, like the experience between 3 to 6, and the skills they were looking for the Java, Selenium, and second when the rest assured, because that's the role for the automation role, so that's why they are expecting the rest assured API, and that was the expectation. Like they were looking for the candidate, they have a good amount of knowledge in the backend automation. So I was good enough in that side. So then I moved to the first round. I think you already aware there is the 3 rounds. There are 3 rounds regarding the whole process. First round one is the technical one, and second round is about the technical two, and second round about the managerial round. If you clear first, then move to the second, then move to the three, then the HR round. It very flexible round about the HR. This is the normal discussion or your compensation, all these things. Let's get started from the second one. So first round is the technical round. First round was the technical round. She was the lead, and she came for my interview. She was lead, and she asked the very like basic to medium questions. Not that what I've never considered it is a complex, because if you have experience 3 to 6, so you should be prepared a good level, good question level, like complex also. So they ask very, they cover manual as well as the database. You can see as well as I have mentioned here. So they start initialing from the test case writing. Let's suppose they give the one scenario. How do you design the test cases for the telecom recharge system? So they were expecting validation, invalid number, payment failure, network issue, or duplicate recharge preventions. There are so many things we can, while the writing test cases, we will cover the negative scenario, edge case scenario, or the smooth, straightforward scenario, like that. They ask question second one, what are the edge case for the OTP based login system? So that second question was the related to edge cases for the OTP based login system. Second was the so you should be expired OTP, wrong OTP, delay in OTP, multiple OTP requests. So you can cover this the scenario while writing the edge cases of related to OTP. Third one, they were asking very simple question again, difference between priority and severity. Third one was the question, difference between, if you are aware, not aware, so please attend to an interview. So you should be aware what is the severity and priority. And they give me example also. They asking to expectation ki we should be answer with example, like what an UI issue that is the low severity but high priority, because if user perspective, user is seeing the UI of the application, they don't care about the what is the network call is going, what is the API call is going, what is the things is going on in the behind the application, behind the UI. So UI thing priority is always high, but severity is low. So you should be answer like that. And the next one is the payment failure. So severity will be high and priority also high, the payment failure case. So like that you can answer that way. Then how you will handle the production issue. Give me, I will write it down. Yes. So the question is the production. Do you handle the production work? So you, if you aware, so you say yes. If you know, so say simply no, but I will try like that. I will try if any issue in real time I will face in the project, so I will handle it like that. You can explain in our own way. So what they're expecting, first of all, I will tell you in our own way. First of all, reproduce the issue. If you are getting any issue in the production, you will check that issue in the lower environment, like the staging environment, like the regression environment, staging environment, or the there are the multiple environment in the different organization. So we will make sure that this is the environment also having the same issue. So first of all, reproduce the issue, check the logs, raise a work with proper details, communication with the team, and validate fix in the production, as well as we will provide the hot fix at the same time. Okay, this is the process of the any issue you are taking care, any production issue. Okay, then there are the several questions I will not cover because video will be long. Next is the what is your approach when requirements are unclear? So, as per my understanding, I answered like I should reach out to the VA's team or the client or the any person who is interacting with the technical team or the client. So, create the assumption, discuss with the VAs and create the assumption and validate before the testing. Or we will figure out clearly that this is the exactly requirement we a client is expecting, and we will create a one document from my side, and the testing will be start, then the verification, then validation, like that. Okay, so this was the question, and then they move to the SQL side, like the write a query to find out the duplicate records. How you will find out? So they give me a table like employee temp table, and the how you will find out the duplicate. So there is a simple query. You can write it down. So that she asked the some SQL query also. This is the one query which I remember right now. Or write a query for the duplicate records. So you can write like that. Or as well as I will tell you, you should be aware basic database things. Inner join, outer join. There are so many join left, right. So you should be aware about the join, and you should be able to write a query. There is the one query which is asked so many interviewer or so many when I attended the multiple interview that time. One you can search over the Google also. Write it down. Maximum to find out the employee who are getting the maximum second highest salary of the employee. Find out the employee name who are getting second highest salary. Second highest salary. So this is a very common question you should be aware, and you can check over the Google before the attend an interview. So then she asked about the difference between the inner join and left join. I'm writing here. So inner join matching the all data only, and left join all left plus matching the right. And she asked one more question. How do you validate the UI data with database? So this is common question. You also know answer. First of all, we will fetch the UI table, whatever the data we are getting from the UI, and we will store in the list. Once we will store in the list, then what we will do, we will hit the database query and store the value, and we will hit the storage database query like the connect to the database and the framework. And once it connect, then we will run the query. We run the query and fetch the value of the database, fetching the value from the database and match from the list value. If both value are matching or not. This is how we usually validate the UI with the database. So there are so many questions they ask related to like that. Everything, one more thing I have observed so far, there is no such question they will ask that is not real time scenario or you are not aware. This is the basic question which we have discussed so far, very basic. So you should be aware. Then go to the next question is the second round. Okay. So next is the second round about the automation. It was round typically automation. Typically means they were expecting core automation, core REST assured API things, UI automation. So first of all, he was asking question like, how do you design a scalable API automation framework using the REST assured? So they were expecting all the things and file layers, how you will create feature file, folders, classes, how you will create, or which the framework you will prefer, Prom framework, BDD framework, data driven, which the framework you will prefer, or why you are preferring that. This is the question, little kind of tricky. So first of all, go with the structure. So test layer, service layer, utility layer. Use for the POJO classes for the request and response. Centralize the configuration, login and reportings for the reports, extend reports. Um, Separate the test logic from the API logic to make a framework reusable and maintainable. So you should be answered like that. Then he asked, how do you handle the dynamic data between APIs, like the tokens, IDs between, like that. Second question was, So answer is log in the API, get token, use token in the next request. Concept, extract the response, store in the variable, pass in next API. So I use the response extraction and reuse it across the request using variable and text context. Similarly, you will answer like that. Next, third question, how do you handle validate complex JSON response in REST Assured? So they were expecting like JSON path uses nested validation using the assertion. So simply nested validation assertions. With the help of the assertion, you can validate any kind of the complex JSON response. So validate the arrays, validate the nested objects, schema validation. This is the way you will validate. I am telling in the points you have need to explain in a detail. Whatever the knowledge you have related to questions, you will explain in front of the interviewer. So I'm giving you the questions which I have faced. How do you handle automation in the API? Auth token and barrier tokens. So barrier token uses auth flow basic understanding. So auth token is the barrier token is the including barrier keyword plus token like that. So nothing, just we will provide in the header with the keyword of the barrier. So automation token generate and reuse it across the test cases. So how do we handle authentication APIs? Nothing. It will generate from the first API and we will store and we will add the barrier. Once it in the utility file, it store and add the barrier, then we will restore again or the save it or store in the another variable and we will use the across the test cases. Simple. How do you handle integrate rest assured tests into CI/CD pipeline? So very simple. GitHub, you will write a code. You will write a whole code in a own branch and commit that. Once commit, then you can create the PR, create the PR on the GitHub, and that branch you can run the test cases on the Azure pipeline. But before that, you have need to set up all those things linked with the GitHub or the GitHub to Azure pipeline or the Jenkins. Jenkins is the free platform, free source platforms where anyone can create a anyone have a GitHub account and the creating the branch or writing a code on the own systems, and then you can run that code on the GitHub also. So GitHub, if I talking about the GitHub, it is the you can create a branch and the rep on the GitHub also, and you can run on the Jenkins only, not a Azure pipeline because it is the paid. And this is the how you can answer in the own way. Then he moved to the UI automation. He asked about the framework, detail about the framework, like the next question about the UI automation. That was the how do you handle the synchronization issue in UI automation? Issue in UI automation. So we should be use explicit wait, avoid the thread dot. We use the explicit wait, avoid the thread dot flip. So we should be avoid away. We should be avoid and wait for the element visibility, wait for the page load. This is the how we handle the synchronization issue in the UI automation. You can explain in the detail. I will tell you in a single line. Use the explicit wait and wait condition based synchronization to handle the dynamic element. Sometimes it just happen we have reuse the implicit wait, that is the tool, or there is so many enhancements. Enhanced bait is in the market like explicit fluent bait is the more enhanced. If you can bait till the 3 minute with the pulling time duration, like this web driver or the web driver will check every 2 second element is visible, no, every next 2 second and next till the 3 minute. So you should think application is too loaded, or the I would like to say if application is slow, that case also UI automation script will be run, because we have used the fluent bait. Fluent bait is the bait for the till the maximum time duration or specific beauty of the fluent bait. It bait the specific pulling with the pulling time duration. If element found in the 4 second, then it will move to the next step. This is how. Next question is how do you handle the flaky test cases in UI? So I would say that every question little complex, not easy. You should be before to attend this interview aware and mm, check over the Google and then attend in the UI automation. So dynamic elements, timing issues, environments unstable. So solution is the better locators, retry mechanism, stable bait, remove the dependencies between tests. So first identify the root causes, fix the synchronization or locators issues instead of the just adding bait. Exactly. Sometimes we give the any class locator, any class name locator kind of. So we should be go with the CSS. Another one is the IDs. This is mostly we prefer. in the locator side. So this is how very complex question they ask in the automation. They ask about the list, hash map. They ask so many questions, and as well as the starting of the UI automation, he asked about the how do you design a scalable framework or the using the POM or the BDD. So according to your experience, you can answer like that. Then move to the next. It was the managerial round. In this round, the manager I think he was a manager, senior manager. He came and asked related to the my current project, what the domain I'm working, what the key and responsibilities I am holding, and they were expecting to me uh, related to more about my current domain knowledge, key skills, what I'm thinking about my career. This is the kind of the discussion happen in the managerial round, as well as the basic is technical also. He were checking key I'm what kind of the sound I'm looking, what sound in the skill side. So more and more about give me a minute. Yeah, that is the more and more about my current project, current team, how long size my team, currently team, what is the role I'm playing in my team. This is the question they were asking, and they told me about the what the project they are handling right now and what they are expecting to candidate. This is the how the discussion in the managerial round, and then if you clear first, second, third, then nothing, just the offer letter in your hand. This is the how the beauty of all the rounds. Once you done all the rounds, then you will achieve your dream job. Thank you. If you enjoy this video, thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe this channel.